So let's now turn our attention to the important issue of housing, which 16% of respondents chose as their most important issue in the Latino community. With Silicon Valley's economy once again booming, we are seeing the impact on rising housing costs. Access to affordable housing was a major concern amongst our respondents. This is no surprise, considering that according to the American Community Survey, well over half of all Latinos living in Silicon Valley spend more than 30% of their income on housing expenses. One of our survey respondents expressed it in this statement. The rent is too high overall, and it keeps increasing. A couple of months ago, they increased the rent by $60. An increase in rent means having to look for a second job. In the area of housing, we offered 4 solutions for respondents to rank. They included offering more affordable rental housing, helping more Latinos buy their own home, fighting Latino homelessness, and offering classes and workshops to prevent landlord abuse. Respondents said they prefer as their top solution offering more affordable rental housing. Demonstrating the importance of homeownership, we found that all income levels gave high importance to the opportunity for Latinos to buy their own home. So it's easy to see that the American dream of owning a home is a strongly valued amongst Latino respondents. I'm now pleased to have Matt Huerta joining us. Matt is the Executive Director of Neighborhood Housing Services, Silicon Valley. Matt, first tell us what's the mission of your organization?
Yes, thank you, Ron, for having us on the show. Really appreciate that. Neighborhood Housing Services Silicon Valley is a community-based organization dedicated to community revitalization through providing home ownership services and neighborhood-based services. So we provide services in 3 really key impact areas: affordable home ownership, economic security, and to create safe, vibrant neighborhoods.
Right.
And we do that by, affordable homeownership. We're the only nonprofit realty in Silicon Valley, so we leverage that by getting hold of distressed properties and getting them back to first-time homebuyers. We also help several cities across Santa Clara County implement their affordable housing goals. We also, as far as economic security, we provide foreclosure intervention services to help people keep their homes. We provide homebuyer education to make sure that folks have access to high-quality products and services, such as a good 30-year fixed mortgage. And as far as safe, vibrant neighborhoods, we've worked with United Neighborhoods of Santa Clara County and several other partners to actually help property owners accountable to making lasting improvements at their properties.
Great. Sounds like great work. Obviously much more difficult now as the economy, as I said earlier, is booming, and those even distressed homes now, I'm sure, are hard to get your hands onto, right? It's
right.
It's a
Absolutely.
tough market out there.
Inventory is the #1 problem. So,
Okay.
That's exactly the issue.
So as you read the Voices of Change report, did you find that the findings there were similar to the kinds of issues that you and your staff are facing out in the community?
Absolutely, and I want to commend the whole process for really engaging the Latino community, particularly new immigrants who really aren't usually part of a larger policy and planning discussion. And so I really don't have much to comment about that in general, but I want to call out one area that you mentioned when you started the show, and that was the respondent who said their rent had increased by $60. And while that is a real issue for that person, that's probably a good deal, because what we're seeing across Silicon Valley is an average rent increase of over 10%. That's what's happening.
So we're talking hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars. So
right.
that's my only point. And in places like Palo Alto, it's over 45%.
Wow.
So this is really hitting a critical point for not only the whole Silicon Valley, but especially for Latinos.
So how are Hispanic families coming into your agency? What's been your experience? Are you out there knocking on people's doors, or how do you get these families to come in and know about your services and hopefully put them into a home ownership position?
Right. So because we're engaging the community on an active level in different so many different ways, through helping people keep their homes, to providing we're a HUD counseling agency, providing support that way. The vast majority of folks actually, either through word of mouth or this day and age, people start their search for home ownership on the internet. So we have a very good, robust presence on the internet, And again, we engage neighborhoods, and we're not just about providing just home ownership. We're about changing the game at a neighborhood level and having homeowners really understand that they're part of a larger community of businesses, of community and civic leaders that are really trying to improve the overall conditions in our neighborhoods.
Now, you said earlier that your number one responsibility or service area is this area of helping low-income families buy that first home, right?
Right.
So, do you offer that service from A through Z? I mean, are you the actual realtor, or your staff the realtor people, and you'll take me out to see prospective properties and help me go through that whole process and get the loan and all that type of stuff?
Right, that's right. So we're actually unique in the fact that, being the only nonprofit realtor, we're actually a first mortgage lender as well, and a HUD counseling agency all in one. So folks can come to us, get the education they need, have access to affordable mortgage financing, and we can also help them find an affordable home here in Silicon Valley.
Great, right. Well, keep up the great work you do. I want to thank you, Matt, for spending time with us and giving us your observations. Coming up next, we'll be talking about the environment.